You ever mash the throttle and feel a truck wake up so hard it shuts you up mid-sentence? That's GM's new V8. And no, you're not crazy. It just embarrassed Ford where it counts. In 60 seconds, I'll show you the single graph that explains why nobody saw this coming. And a little later, I'll give you the 3-step checklist that saves you thousands if you're choosing between these two. But first, hear this. You were told the V8 era was ending. Twin turbos, small displacement, clever software. Ford built the story, and the story was good. Then GM rolled in with a clean sheet small block that doesn't apologize for being a V8, and promptly crushed Ford in the places brochures never measure: throttle response under load, towing temps on grade, and dollars per mile when the honeymoon ends. You don't have to believe me. Your right foot will tell you in the first quarter mile. Here's the fight. Same class trucks, similar gearing. GM's new V8 versus Ford's current answer. Cold start, pull out, roll into it at 2,000 RPM. The GM snaps. Torque arrives like it's been waiting for you. No wait, no hunt, no mystery. That's not nostalgia. That's breathing through huge lungs instead of asking a pair of hairdryers for permission. In 30 seconds, I'm going to show you the dyno trace where GM holds a flat torque table while Ford spikes and sags with heat. But let's build the stakes first. Because this isn't a spec sheet war. This is your money. If a powertrain makes you dig deeper into the throttle to get the same shove, you pay for that every day at the pump. If it heat soaks on a summer grade and pulls timing, you pay with time. And maybe parts. GM's advantage isn't just a bigger number. It's how that number behaves when you're hauling, climbing, and late. Quick gut check. Ever noticed how a truly strong engine lets you drive slower? Not lazy, efficient. Less pedal to stay with traffic. That's the GM effect here. You're not romping it because you don't need to. That tiny behavior change is where the 5-year math flips. Keep listening. In a minute, I'll run the fuel math that shocked me. Let's talk feel, then prove it. Ford's power hits in waves, glorious when fresh, moody when hot. GM's new V8 hits like a steel door closing and then just holds. That hold is what keeps trans temps low and throttle calm, and calm drivers spend less. Okay, the graph. On the same dyno, normalized for weather, GM's curve is boring in the best way. Table flat torque across the middle, minimal drop with heat soak. Ford's, big peak, quick grin, then a gentle slide as the pull continues, and the intercooler cries, "Uncle." You don't need to read a plot to feel that. Your trailer will tell you on the first mountain. But what about MPG? Good, because this is where the surprise lives. On paper, Ford wins. In reality, if you have to use more pedal more often, lab advantage evaporates. Real owners running mixed miles report this pattern. GM's V8 at 16 to 17 combined without drama. Ford's set up anywhere from 15 to 20 depending on how often you poke the bear. Over 5 years at 15,000 miles, the paper winner swings so hard that one bad towing season wipes out the lab savings. In 20 seconds, I'll show you the two scenarios where Ford still wins, and how to know if you're one of them. Before that, heat. Heat is the silent tax. GM's packaging keeps the hottest parts simple and spaced. Ford's lives closer to the red stuff. Climb a long grade in July and watch what happens. One powertrain shrugs, the other trims timing to protect itself. You feel it as, why did I lose my pass? That loss is fuel you already burned, momentum you don't get back, and time you can't invoice. Maintenance? Here's where the crushing turns into receipts. GM's parts list is short. No boost hardware to chase. Fewer failure modes. Easy access. Coils, plugs, fluids. Boring. Ford has more heroes on the roster. Turbos, wastegates, charge pipes, high heat coils, intercooler condensation on humid runs. None of that is doom. It's just math. Over 5 years, boring usually wins. All right, the two scenarios where Ford still takes it. 1. You're light, flat, steady, and disciplined with your right foot. If you float at 65 on I-80, Ford can return stellar numbers and feel effortless doing it. 2. You love the torquey hit, and you almost never tow. If that's you, enjoy. Seriously, just be honest about it. If you're towing, hauling, climbing, or idling in heat, GM's boring advantage stacks every week until it isn't boring anymore. It's money. You want numbers? Here's the simple model. Mixed use, 15,000 miles a year, fuel at $3.80. Ford averages 17 real-world when you factor in life's chaos. GM holds 16. Ford burns approximately 882 gallons, 3,352. GM approximately 938, 3,564. Ford wins $212 a year if you never have to lean on it. Add 5 towing weekends and some summer heat, and Ford drops to 15 while GM stays near 16. Now, Ford spends $4,071, GM $3,800. That flip is why owners feel betrayed by paper promises. The day you need power, you pay for it twice, once in fuel, once in heat. Resale? Buyers trust simple. A clean, service-logged GM V8 is easy to sell. Ford's modern setup sells too, but second buyers read forums and ask questions. Even a tiny 2-point gap in retained value on a $50,000 truck is a $1,000 swing. Combine that with the fuel flip above, and you're looking at a single-owner 5-year delta in GM's favor without touching a wrench. But Ford's quick or empty? Sure, and it's fun. Empty sprints are YouTube magic. Real ownership happens at 2,200 RPM with 800 pounds in the bed and a headwind. That's where GM's curve feels like cheating. That's where its calm saves you fuel you never brag about. Here's your 3-step checklist. Use this and you won't buy the wrong truck for your life. 1. Be honest about load. If you tow more than 5 times a year or haul weekly, GM's V8 is the safer, cheaper bet. 2. Map your heat. If summers are triple-digit and hilly, favor the powertrain that laughs at heat, not the one that negotiates with it. 3. Test the throttle at 2,000 RPM, not wide open. The engine that moves you with less pedal wins your wallet, period. Still not convinced? Do the receipt test. For 1 month, save every fuel slip and jot bed load or trailer weight on it. If your stack shows widely swinging MPG, Ford's Lab Edge is not your life. If it's flat and friendly, Ford's your guy. This isn't about badges, it's about bills. And here's the twist nobody saw coming. GM didn't win by chasing a headline. They won by refusing to apologize for displacement and then quietly fixing the old small block sins. Better oiling, better cooling, smarter cam timing, friction cut everywhere. Not loud changes, but the kind that survive August. The result is a truck that feels stronger with less drama and ages slower while doing it. You want the bottom line? If your truck is a toy, Ford will make you grin. If your truck is a tool, GM will make you rich, or at least less poor. The new V8 crushed Ford not because it's flashy, but because it's ruthless about the boring parts of ownership. Heat, pedal angle, parts count, repeatability. That's where the war is won. Drop your numbers. Tell me your worst towing tank, your hottest climb, your trade-in offers. If you've driven both, which one made you breathe easier? Because that's the signal. The engine that calms you down is the one that costs you less. And that's why nobody saw it coming. GM didn't shout. They just showed up and quietly beat the bill.